The potential effect of Brexit on the future of the EU is that this could be the end of Europe as we know it. Kari Due-Andersen, Handelsbanken. What repercussions did Norway face after Britain voted to leave the European Union?
Well, so far the repercussions have been fewer than feared, but I would say it's far too early to draw any conclusions. Norway is highly dependent on the economic development in Europe, and one concern that we've had and still have is that the potential effect of Brexit on the future of EU is that this might be the end of the EU as we know it. So we're afraid that coming elections in important EU countries could possibly spark new market turmoil. And I also think it's too early to say anything about the direct effects on Europe of a weaker development in the UK because we have so few numbers. We only have Q2 numbers and a few sentiment indicators for July. Furthermore, the effects of economic growth in UK, the Europe and Norway will depend crucially on what type of relationship the UK and the EU end up with.
Will Norway show any hints of recovery while the UK-EU situation remains unresolved?
So far, the development in the Norwegian economy has been mostly driven by the sharp fall in the oil price that we've seen and the consequent scaling back of oil and gas investment activity, both in Norway and abroad. So I would say that the EU-UK situation brings more uncertainty regarding future economic development, and this could potentially hurt Norwegian foreign trade and economic sentiment. But in the very short run, we see that economic sentiment is highly influenced by the oil price, and the oil price has improved somewhat in recent months. I say that the short to medium term outlook, we expect economic growth to stay subdued but at least positive in Norway.
Norway's core inflation rate increased to 4.4% in July 2016. It's been an all-time high for the core inflation rate this year. Do you think it will ease later in the year? And what has contributed to the rate reaching this all-time high?
Yeah, well, the July number, that was quite a shock, actually. We had expected inflation of 3.1%, and the central bank had 2.9%. So this was a huge expectation, and it was a bit across the board. I mean, imported inflation is contributing to increasing Norwegian inflation. And some of that is due to past NOK weakening, and that will eventually drop out of the numbers. So for that reason, we expect inflation to come down, but now it will be coming down from a very much higher price level than we expected previously. So this will contribute to central bank refraining from cutting the rate in September, I would expect.
Thank you, Kari, for speaking with me today. That's all from me, but make sure you click back for more broadcasts like this. Goodbye for now.